So I just want to add a little bit to my video, Chosen Ones Warfare is ramping up, to that video where I film it with a lot of dark behind me and these blue lights on and the candle light over my face. Okay, so I'm talking with an individual, homeless gentleman, about Jesus Christ. I just finished praying over him, and like the timing was uncanny. Here I just finished praying over him, and he really appreciated my praying over him and what I said in that prayer. And then bam, out of nowhere shows up this 46-year-old blonde hair, blue-eyed female. And she, like I said, she faces me. She throws one leg over the bench, so she's facing me with her legs kind of open, and she starts like explaining how she got shot. She was only in second grade and whatever, and she explains how she got escorted into their car, and she's doing all this like right in between her legs. And I'm like a people pleaser, like most of us are if we're a scapegoat in a family. So I'm like trying to be attentive to her telling the story, and I look where she's pointing me to look, but it feels inappropriate, so I look away a few times. But then I notice she's trying to drag the story out as much as possible, and isn't really explaining anything with these fingers, but just keeps wanting me to look where her fingers are. So yeah, that's when I started getting a bad feeling about what was taking place. Like I said, she wasn't dressed revealing. Yeah, but I right then I was like, okay, she's using a tactic to cause me to be inappropriate, or to have like kind of feelings that I don't want to get in touch with, But then, I felt bad for her because her hands looked chapped, and her clothing looked just a little bit on the worn side. So, and here she is trying to buy a single cigarette, instead of just going and buying a pack of cigarettes. So I'm thinking she is homeless, or she's at least down on her luck. So I'm feeling kind of sorry for her. And I tried to speak to her about Jesus, but she, had all these weird, like I often run into people that will say, I'm God, or you can worship anything. You can worship that ant. And they go off on all these tangent, weird philosophies. And she was kind of doing that. But I still kind of felt for her. She explained that she was with her brother, that he was like in the restaurant. But he wasn't. He ends up pulling up in a car like 5 minutes later, and she's like, oh, there's my brother. So that was a lie, apparently. But I kind of felt bad for her, and she seemed to really appreciate the social interaction. So I felt she was lonely, possibly homeless, down on her luck. And I'm a person that really, an empath. I really care about everyone I meet, and even those I just look upon. I want everyone to be happy and to find the Lord, and so on and so forth. So as soon as she's done with the story, even though the Holy Spirit was yelling in my head for 3 minutes, get out of here. My people pleasing and my wanting to be nice overrode that. So as soon as she finished, I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. It was nice to meet you. And I just felt to show her respect, no matter what her circumstances are. That's what I try to do, is treat everyone as an equal. So I go and I shake her hand, and she gets like a little wince in her face. And right after we shake, she kind of like pulls her hand away. So it's like the Holy Spirit in me caused her pain. I don't know if it was a physical sensation of pain in her hand because she did pull her hand away, or more if it was kind of just like the demon inside of her making her uncomfortable. I'm not sure, but her mouth came up a little bit and she kind of like jerked her hand away. Isn't that amazing? So the Holy Spirit in me, I think, affected her negatively, like painfully, because of the demon in her, I think. And then I think because of our handshake, you know, RP Mentor sent me that movie, Denzel Washington Fallen, which was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. I love movies, and I don't watch movies much anymore because I don't have a TV. So I watched the whole thing. I enjoyed it. But, you know, it's very unrealistic because it says that demons can die if they have to go like more than 600 feet without having a body to inhabit, or if they can only have one breath without having a body, or they die. So demons can't die. And, you know, there's a lot of other strange things, like they could just possess people to where they could control them. They could jump into anyone and totally take control of that body. Whereas most people that watch this channel know that you have to open a doorway. So knowingly or unknowingly, you have to do something to permit that demon to come into you and be, if it's going to actually possess you and be able to take over your body, that's a whole another level of permission that has to be granted, as opposed to just being able to jump into anyone, even if they have the Holy Spirit in them. So I don't think this demon in her jumped into me. She probably has more than one demon, because I'm thinking the brother was all business, was very antisocial with me when I went to talk to him as I was leaving, and just seemed to be busy with his phone, and seemed like he may have been her pimp. And that's maybe why she came over, is to see if she could get a little business out of me. But that's neither here nor there. So I don't think a demon from her entered me, but I think it like followed me home. And as I shared, it was about an hour to an hour and a half where this thing was in my bedroom with me and was trying to give me pleasant physical sensations on my body, and you know, was able to let's just leave it at that. And so I said a lot of prayers for that next hour and a half, and it was gone. Thank goodness. Thank God. Not goodness, God. Well, he is goodness, so it's the same thing. But how strange is that? And then I saw this movie, The Fallen, where it's all about touching. As long as you touch someone, a demon can transfer into you. Now, that's one thing that I think might be some truth to it. You know, if like you're an empty vessel, and even though I'm not an empty vessel, this thing left her, I think, when we shook hands, and I was actually able to follow me home and able to provide an hour and a half worth of temptation. So once again, I just wanted to make a quick video to show that how real this stuff is, and how it seems to be ramping up, and we have to be on our guard. I'll leave you at that. If you found this interesting, please hit like. If you didn't, hit dislike, leave a comment. Think about subscribing, share this video, and I'll talk to you later.